What's good in the hood? It's the Drop with Ese Doc. Today's July 25th. Motherfucking Tuesday. Man, this year's going by like hella fast, man. It's crazy. We're like more than mid past the year in 2023. And we about to be in fucking 2024, man. So like at this point, you might as well just, start making plans for your new year. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to spend your 2024 and somehow structure your life in a way that the whole year is not going to fly by? You know what I'm saying? Because life is flying by and you have to be able to take care of yourself. Do that mental self-care to make sure that you're getting the most out of your life, that you're not giving more than you're getting. But life, I don't know, I have a theory that life goes by faster in different locations, in different areas. I have a theory that life goes slower in Los Angeles for some reason than in Las Vegas. I feel like life in Las Vegas goes by like really fast, because when I go out to Los Angeles or the Los Angeles area, Southern California area, time goes by slower for me when I'm over there. You know what I'm saying? So I think I've always known like Las Vegas, man, was a mover and shaker town. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real quick. Like, if you watch Casino and you see, Homegirl's character, Sharon Stone, I think her character sort of defines what the Las Vegas vibe is. Her character defines that. She was a hustler. So I think more so in Vegas, I think if you're going to make it above all, you have to be somewhat of a hustler, a mover and a shaker for you to survive out here, and have some longevity. For sure. So, what's good? So the last podcast that we brought you was Little One. And, I know it's been a while since the last episode, and I'm sorry about that. I'm working on it. Been really busy dealing with a lot of important things, but they're things that are necessary for things to keep moving forward in the forward pace. You know what I'm saying? So if you're, doing a lot of things, you're trying to move forward or towards a goal, right? There's things that you have to put in place for things to happen. And you have to monitor those things, and then you have to take action on some of those things, so yeah, sometimes that'll tie up your attention. I'm very attention driven, for sure. So anytime I'm doing something, I'm paying attention to it, and sometimes you have to pay attention to like different things within the operation. And here's me like just, thinking with my business brain, right? Like your whole life is an operation, and then you have operations within the operations, so there's definitely a lot of stuff going on, man. But, regardless of what, you got to take care of your finances, and you got to take care of your business. It said there's no music romance without music finance. So you definitely got to take care of your business, and you have to align things so you can continue doing what it is that you love to do. Because in reality, even if you're a professional and you're all about your job, there's still reason why you do that job, right? That job cannot be who you are. I mean, I don't know, because the business side of things, you always have to see them through a business lens. You know what I'm saying? So even if you love to do that one certain thing, your job should allow you for some creativity and some passion in your life, some artistry, so you could be an artist, so you have to finance your ability to do your art, whatever your art is, but you got to express that artistic, side of you. There's this psychologist, what's his name? He wrote a book about lying or about telling the truth, radical honesty. Dr. Blanton, I think his name is. So radical honesty. If you want to go look that book up, Radical Honesty. Brad Blanton, I think his name is, and he's a psychiatrist or a psychologist. No, psychologist. Yes, he's not an MD. But he wrote a book saying that most of our mental illness comes from lying and living up to this, societal mask or character that you take on. And he says that illness comes from a disconnection between the being that you are, which is a living, breathing creature. That's who you are, right? So when somebody asks you, what are you? It's like, well, I'm a being processing a lot of things, holding memories, but I am the being that's doing that. Like, that is the truest form of who are you. That's what I answer when I'm asked that. It's like, that's what I am. I'm the being that's noticing, So, but yeah, he says that, the root cause of, a lot of mental illness is the fact that you just won't tell the truth. He focused a lot on that, and he even went so far as to say, like, if you had to say something like fucked up at work, then sometimes you have to say that, for your own mental well-being. But I don't encourage you to do so unless you're willing to accept the consequences. So one thing the book doesn't really emphasize on is what happens when you're actually radically honest. What happens is that there's consequences to being so radically honest. So you have to be prepared to handle that feedback and those consequences for trying that shit. But I think eventually you come to a good center and a good balance, so. But Brad Blanton, free plug for the book, Radical Honesty. If you don't fuck with audiobooks, you definitely should. Apple books is good. That's what I use. There's a lot of free books on there too, but I actually pay, man. I spend a good amount of money on books on Apple, all kinds of books, man. But I know for sure I average over 10, listening to over 10 audiobooks for sure, I really don't get it in as far as the regular books. I do order regular books, and I have a lot of regular books that I keep up on, and I use them for reference, man, but it's a lot of just scanning through them because my life is so busy. So I don't really have time to sit in a rocking chair and fucking read a book, So I got to do the audiobook, man. But man, I've got some good ones, through the years, and you listen again and again, and you really absorb the information, There was one, The Psychology of the Fighting Man, that I just recently ordered, I think, and it's one of the books that Mike Tyson's trainer, Cus D'Amato. That was one of his books that someone gave to him very early, and it's a really old book, but it's got a lot of good principles in there. So if you're looking to focus on your discipline, if you're a leader, what I'm saying, whatever kind of line of business you're in, but if you're about getting shit done, it's definitely a good book to pick up, man. It's got this is a book that they use to as a guideline, man, for training soldiers and shit, man, and in combat, and the psychology that goes behind it, the motivational stuff, the human, biology and our natural reflexes and reactions to things, how to overcome some of those things, man. It's a really good book, man. I think it's The Psychology of the Fighting Man or something like that. But if you look it up in some of Cus D'Amato's books, again, that's Mike Tyson's original trainer, his mentor, and somewhat his dad in a sense, you know. So big ups to Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson is someone that is definitely an influence for me, man. I grew up watching Mike Tyson fights, man. I always wanted to be like Mike Tyson, man. We're actually like the same height. I'm like 5'11" and a half, but I claim 6. Yeah, I claim. Well, I mean, with shoes on and shit, I'm 6 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but you know, we're the same height and we're kind of the same size, man. Because I'm 6 foot tall, man. Right now, I'm like 250. I'm stocky as a motherfucker, man. I'm a big ass motherfucker. You know, I'm really trying to trim down. Actually, I'm trying to like drop like 100 motherfucking pounds. To be honest, I'm trying to, you know, be at like 150, 160, 165, you know, would be cool. Honestly, at like 200, I start looking like skinnier versus like this big bulky dude. At like about 200, I start looking a little slimmer and shit. At 170, I look like really, really skinny. So I haven't been like 150 since I was like 15. But I think I want to aim for that, and I want to try that, you know, just for my own health, to be lighter on my feet, you know. Recently I started like picking up like this foot problem, like where in the back of my feet, it's like the back of my ankles like hurt, you know. So yeah, and that's been going on for like months and months and months, and I've tried different things, and I'm trying to exercise more, you know, but it's still there. And ultimately, I mean, I chalk it up to my weight, you know. In the past, when I didn't feel good or whatever, and I went to the hospital and I went to the doctor, and they try to prescribe me things and shit. So like one time I did drop 100 pounds on my own, like before, you know, just straight up, just, you know, working out religiously every single day, watching what I ate, you know, every day, and I didn't break it for no one or nothing, you know. And I dropped 100 pounds because in the past, like 10 years ago, man, over 10 years ago, I got to the point where it was like, I think like 280, you know what I'm saying? And I dropped like 110 pounds. I got all the way down to like 170, man. You know, just doing that. And the thing is, I used to move around a whole lot more, you know. But I was able to do it through diet mainly, and then exercising, you know, every day, calisthenics, you know. That'll do it. So I'm kind of trying to get back into it now, you know, trying to work out more, and you know, go in the gym, you know, start training again, you know what I'm saying? So I got to get back in like some kind of fight shape, you know, so I can spar, you know. So because I mean, that's definitely shit that helps to keep you healthy, man, and it's good for the cardio, you know what I'm saying? So shit, I'll be getting back on that, you know, very motherfucking soon. But yeah, you know, shit, let's get into this. So yeah, man, there's like all kinds of things that I like wrote down that I like wanted to talk about, man. I just had one of the longest intros in history. So the Drop With Ese Doc, Docwell, DOCWEL. Go look me up on Apple Music, by the way. You know, I got some really dope ass music on there. Maybe it's not dope, I don't know. Go listen to it, and then you can like come back here and you can tell me if it was dope or if it wasn't dope, you know. And I'll just cope. But you know, check out some new music, man, because like there's so much shit that's out right now, man. It's like, you know, that I mean, all love to like the music that's out, you know, right now, but it's missing. I think music right now is missing like that really, really dope hip hop. And that really, really dope hip hop doesn't necessarily look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop MCs, man. You know what I'm saying? We're all shapes and colors, man. You got black, you got brown, you got white. You know, and it's just under the culture of hip hop. And that's a whole different culture, subculture, man, from the mainstream. And that's what's missing right now from music, man. Now, big ups to like all the ladies that are doing it, man, for real, man. I really love to see, the female MCs out here doing it, man. But I gotta say, man, I don't know if she wrote it herself. She might have. I have no idea. But I think Cardi B probably had the best bars for me. More impressive, like it just in the realm of like any MC, like man or woman, it don't matter. I think Cardi B has some really, really dope lyrics, man. So I would have, as far as the women goes, I would have to say that probably Cardi B is it has the dopest bars for me lyrically. Just judging as as a I don't know, as a referee. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, So I think she's definitely the dopest one, but yeah, I mean, I think we're missing like some good hip hop, man. Some good, lyricism. Bring back the motherfuckers that the leaders in the game. Maybe some of the older MCs in the game, and start playing their music. And I'm talking like Redman, Method Man. You know what I'm saying? Like MCs, man. Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Shit, let us rock. If we got a hot hip hop boom bap track, let us fucking rock with it, man. So I've always been a believer, man, that if you have bars and you have the ability to spit some fire shit, then you deserve to get on, man. And you deserve for your words to live on beyond you. That's hip hop. So man, I had all these things that I wanted to talk about and shit, and I look over my paper and I'm seeing like Pinky Doll. I had all these like mainstream things that I wanted to talk about, right? So yeah, this Pinky Doll shit, man. I don't know if y'all have seen this shit on TikTok, but Pinky Doll is I'm not sure if she's Canadian or French or something, or Dominican. I have no idea. But anyway, she gets on the camera and then she's live, so people are giving her things like flowers and all these different things. And, she's just taking them and then, doing the whole, like responding to them, ice cream, delicious, whatever the fuck. And it's crazy because this whole trend got out of control, man. I'm seeing like dudes, there's a couple pages that I came across, and one of them was this dude, and he kind of looked like me, but he had like his wraps on his hands, his fighting, hand wraps and shit. So I can tell, dude boxes and trains at the gym, but man, dude's just sitting there like just doing the least, and he's getting paid, man. So it's crazy and shit, how like this whole internet shit, man, just changed up the game, man, for you to go out there and hustle and make money, man, because a lot of people hopped on that fucking bandwagon real quick, man. Made me think about doing it. Fuck that, man. I didn't know motherfuckers was talking about glizzies as fucking dicks and shit. Talking about glizzies, until some of the dudes that started doing it were like, man, glizzies, nah, I don't want those. It's really hot out here in Las Vegas right now, man. It's like ridiculously hot. I got this, the child Pippy Yoda cup going on. Attack, yep, attack. Protect, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on the socials, man. Fucking social media, man. I really gotta like try not to be on TikTok that often, man. Because literally, man, you could be on TikTok for hours. So you can be on TikTok all motherfucking day. You really gotta just, have some discipline. For real, you gotta have some discipline with the TikTok. But I mean, there's so many things going on in real time, and I think some of the appeal of TikTok is that, it's never ending. Like, you can sit there and just scroll and scroll, and it's just, it's never ending. It's always there. It's something you can count on, and it's pulsating, so it's always changing. So it has this aura of it being alive. It's like the most popular show. It's like the thing that connects the world in real time. You get your news from there. If we had an alien invasion, you'll see it on TikTok first. Be like, hey babe, oh shit, we're getting invaded. Where'd you see that? TikTok? And man, about this UFO shit, we could be getting invaded. There's a conference that's going on this week where, and I don't have the details, and for that I apologize, but there's people in the government that are complaining publicly about these documents which prove that there is spaceships that were recovered by the government. They have been testing them, and we have them. We know that there's fucking aliens. And so yeah, that's supposed to be happening like this week, where they're supposed to be admitting this shit. Is it me, or like have the last like 3 or 4 years like really been fucking weird? And it's like so much is happening like really fast. With AI and all the quantum computers and all this shit, it's like we're advancing very, very rapidly. I don't know how y'all feel about the AI shit, but I haven't signed up to any of them yet. Okay, but I want to, because I want to try it. Because literally, I mean, it's so smart. It's like it could be an extension of your brain. So if you need something, if you need a system or a process, and you ask it, and it may come up with that system and process with steps on how to fix problems. So it's definitely something that is, everyone's going to need to get on board with it. Because those that are not going to be on board with artificial intelligence are going to get left behind. And you and your family are going to suffer, because you're not going to be up to the latest and the greatest of what's going on. So I encourage you to look into it. Look into AI, artificial intelligence. Because people are using it. And they're using it as an extension of their brain. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like I'm a business person, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck with a lot of businesses and shit. And use spreadsheets. And the spreadsheet is like an extension of your brain. And it makes you just so much more efficient, depending on how you use it. So AI is the same shit. AI is like an extension of your brain that'll help you to be more productive and be more precise and effective. And if you don't fuck with it, then you're gonna end up just falling behind. So, shit's gonna be totally horrible for you. But yeah, now for real, look into that shit. Artificial intelligence, don't get left behind. So, some other shit that was going around, man. It's Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, there's a video of his domestic violence arrest, and it's all over the place. And it's like, I keep posting. I'm like, this is from last December. Like, why are they posting this now? Like, if it's current events, yeah, because it's not current events anymore. It's old shit. This happened in December. But I guess maybe they just like allowed the body cam footage to be released. I don't know. But yeah, man, shit was pretty tough, I guess, for Gervonta and his baby mama and shit. And they were asking him some fucking questions, dude, and he didn't know the answers. Like, the cops were asking him, like, man, so where does your baby mama live? And he's like, I don't know. He goes, okay, does your baby live with her? Like, asking all these deductive questions and shit, and he's totally fucking unaware. He's like, so you don't know where your daughter lives? You know, so it's like basically that cop was drilling him, man. He definitely like started interviewing him fucking like a DA style interrogation. You know what I'm saying? Just so that's why they tell you, man, you gotta plead the fifth, plead the five. I'm not encouraging anyone to go out and do crime, by the way, but I'm just saying that sometimes, like, if you're not very articulate, you can like fuck yourself and get in trouble, even if you didn't fucking do anything. So you need to make sure that you stop fucking talking so much in front of authorities, and or just shut the fuck up and get a lawyer and deal with it later, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he was about to get caught up. Now it's crazy, man. I have my thoughts on this whole Gervonta Davis shit, because I've seen him get physical with a woman on camera at that basketball game. He grabbed that girl by her fucking back and shit, or her neck out, and he picked her up and like dragged her out of the venue. He did this shit in public, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad. And it's definitely, yeah, I mean, it's something that could be used against him, man, as far as to like show his character, you know? Because this is one thing, I mean, if shit happened, I guess Endora, right, and he really didn't do nothing to her, but even then, man, like, I don't advocate, you know, putting hands on women. Like, we're all like in different parts of our development, but even if like in self-defense, even if that bitch pisses you off, like, I mean, that queen, you know, pisses you off. You know, you got to make sure that you don't hit her, or if she hits you, you don't hit her back, because yes, equality is equality, but dude, she's not stronger than you, and I think everyone knows that, right? But I think that we don't know that when we're just defending ourselves. I mean, shit, I could be defending myself from a fucking Black Widow. That shit's tiny, man, but it can fuck your life up. You know what I mean? It's like Latinas, bro. So yeah, and I don't think his girl is a Latina, by the way. But I think she's on Instagram, and she's very well taken care of from the pictures that I saw on there. You know, because I wanted to see like who's getting Gervonta caught up. You know what I mean? Shit, I gotta clean my glasses. Hold up. Yeah, man, because Teofimo Lopez is getting divorced too, and he said he was going to quit boxing just so he would have an equal chance in family court. So he basically said, hey, you know what, I'm retiring from boxing. I have all the fucking money in the world to take care of a baby, you know, and I want my 50-50 custody. So he was willing to give up boxing, man, just so he wouldn't lose custody of his kid, yo. I don't know if he has a boy or a girl, by the way. But again, that's why he quit boxing, because the female who he was with, you know, there was some kind of thing where she wasn't letting him see the kids or something like that. And he even went as far as to say, I'm going to quit boxing because I want to focus on being a dad. And if that doesn't show you, you know, how much children mean to men, our children, if that doesn't show you where this man is going to give up boxing just so he doesn't lose custody of his kid, Teofimo Lopez, you know. And then again, I don't know what's happening with this whole Gervonta shit, but I mean, that's all shit that definitely interferes with, you know, your path and purpose, man, your passion, the things that you're working on, you know, for all this stupid ass drama, man, for no damn reason, you know. Because again, man, with the whole Gervonta shit, I mean, if you look up the video, I think it was like at some basketball game at some college or high school, and he gets into it. I don't even know if that's the same girl. It's worth, you know, looking into, I guess. But he got into it, she pissed him off, and he grabbed her and shit, and he took her out of there. Again, I'm not advocating for none of that, Because at that point, the only person that he should have got out of there is himself. You know what I'm saying? Just get up, man, and fucking walk away, man. You know? This ain't 1950 no more where that's your woman and you know, yeah, man. She and even then, yeah, you don't drag her out, you know, of the basketball game. That's not the thing to do in the 1950s or now, because that's in public too. So if that's his girl, man, and you just dragging her in public, that's fucked up. Yeah, you don't do that. So anyways, this video that's going around, man, it's from like Christmas though, you know. And if you look at some of the video, you can actually see like Christmas decorations and shit outside. But he got arrested that day. So it was around Christmas. I don't think it was Christmas, but around that time. So yeah, man, all this crazy shit, man. Domestic violence, it's not good, man. Don't do it. Don't get into it, man. Don't fucking get into it with the person that you live with, man. Like, it's just not worth it at all. You know, it ain't worth it to get into it. It really isn't. If y'all don't like each other, leave each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens, if somebody cheat, like, okay, cool. And if you're not cool with it, then, you know what I'm saying? Just do your thing. But we get so caught up, man, over ego. You know, especially men, man. Women too. You know? Because why you think Javante and his girl were fighting? Probably some other bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know, that and then the fights get out of hand. And you as a man, like I said, you just gotta learn to shut the fuck up. And just, you know, not do anything, man. And just, you know, walk away if possible. But don't try to control her. Don't try to change her mind. Definitely don't do it physically, man. I mean, if y'all arguing and both of y'all engaging in an argument, then hey, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to sit there and argue forever and no one's listening, and it's just a battle of let's see who can shove the other person's arguments down their throat first, you know? It's I don't know, man. That's just hard, man. Relationships are just hard as fuck, man. But like I said, man, you gotta just keep it cordial. Don't fight. You know, don't be putting hands on nobody. Don't scream in front of the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Because later on when you got CPS knocking on your motherfucking door, you know, you ain't gonna like that shit. So you gotta keep, you know, be mindful of your kids, man. Just do what's right for them. Like all the other shit, you know, comes and goes, for real. Doesn't really matter. You know, as far as us, we're all grown, we're all adults. You know, you can deal with anything, man. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not little baby shit. Spoke to a therapist. It's like, well, you know, why is everybody so caught up with like sex? I mean, it's like, you know, fuck up your life over somebody that, you know, went out and hooked up with somebody while being with you. Like, it's just sex. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying it's not worth you fucking up your life. You know what I'm saying? So, because, I mean, if you have that much importance on it, then you're going to spend most of your damn time trying to check your partner and make sure they're not doing shit. You know? And if that's the most important thing to you, you're going to spend a lot of energy wasted there, you know? I mean, you just got to be living life, man, because life is passing, you know? Life is going. So, man, the other thing that I want to talk about was, I don't know if y'all familiar with the Adam 22 No Jumper podcast, and Whack 100 and American Cholo. Like in the podcast world, right? These are some of the people that are like circulating. And Adam 22 and No Jumper, man, most recently have became probably one of the most relevant podcasts. Not relevant as, I guess, important, man, but I mean, they're there. It's like everyone knows about this motherfucking podcast, especially now. If they didn't before, then they definitely do now. after that whole Lena the Plug and Adam 22 bullshit, and her letting her, fuck somebody else. What's a dude, Jason Love, you know what I'm saying, shoot a scene with him, and being a cuck and getting all that fucking negative feedback, man. But him still sitting there just smiling and owning it and just taking it, It's like cuck pride, Get this man a shirt, it just says cuck pride, And I've said it from the beginning. I'm like, okay, so if what Adam 22 is doing, it's hot as fuck here, by the way. If what Adam 22 is doing is cuckery, then let him be a cock. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why is everybody mad? Why is anybody mad? I'm not one, and that's not what I do. Like Jason Love said in the video, because they actually had an interview and shit. He was on video, and he said, I mean, that's not something that I would allow, but, and then he tried to clean it up saying, but I'm just not at that level of maturity. Man, well, I'll stay at my level of maturity, just like Jason Love, because I want to be down with that, but again, I'm not a porn star, and my girl's not a porn star, and we don't do porn shit. That's not our occupation or our kink, so other people is, but that's them. But I ain't got nothing against them. I mean, if that makes Adam 22 a cuck or a pimp, doesn't really matter to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's that. That's all that I had to say about, that whole fuckery shit. But the other shit is that Whack 100 now has a show with Adam 22. It's like a weekly show. They just get on and they talk about different things. Whack 100 is on this show, man. Fucking hot here. I got the AC on too. This is dubbed the AC show, the air conditioner show, because you're gonna hear it in the background the whole time. Cause it's really fucking hot, man. It's like 115, 116. I mean, it's not that hot right now, but it's definitely been the hottest that it's been in a long time. So anyways, Adam 22, man, and Whack 100. So now he's on the show, man. And Whack 100, and I talked about this before, and I don't know why I find it intriguing, but I find it intriguing that Whack 100 is now on No Jumper with Adam 22. And Adam 22 had beef with American Cholo. And Whack 100, before he got his show at No Jumper, showed up at American Cholo's house at the front door. It is my theory that Whack 100 had to prove his loyalty to Adam 22 by going to American Cholo's house and knocking on the door. And that's how Whack 100 got his show with Adam 22. If Adam 22 or Whack 100 sees this, please feel free to let me know. Because yeah, that's some crazy shit, man. Whack 100, who is Blueface's manager, and Tekashi, his manager, and most recently locked in a deal for Kodak Black to be on a song with Tekashi and Yailin, where they're talking shit about Anuel AA. So it's like their clapback, because Anuel made a song and it got semi-released in social media. It kind of got around, but it didn't have a big push, man. And Tekashi came back, man, with a whole record, with Kodak Black and a video and his girl on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Whack 100 is in the video. That is the man at the center of making that deal happen with Kodak, man. So as a business move, I mean, Whack, I gotta give it to Whack. He's on his De La Hoya shit. out here just making these motherfucking business moves, that are generating revenue. You know what I'm saying? The only thing, man, is, that I don't appreciate, man. Now, I'll speak on this as a Hispanic Latino rapper in the industry, and likely one that you've never heard one like me before, because I'm an MC. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a scream rapper like Tekashi, or a gangster rapper, and I'm not gonna sit here and hate, you know what I'm saying, or a stereotype or anything like that, you know what I mean? But it's just like we different types of rappers. Like, I'm a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Like, my shit should compete at the very highest levels of music with the highest level artists, whether that be Jay-Z, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, anybody, because it's MC shit, man. It's hip hop lyrics, man. It's, what I'm saying. So if it's like boxing, man, it's like, if you were a dog, man, in the gym, and you just putting in like mad time and effort, you do your sparring and all that bullshit, and you're just a dog, you're somebody to fuck with, then you get your props, man, at any level. It's levels in the artistry of the music, so like I said, man, that's where I place myself, in the motherfucking game. So I'm just saying, if you hear someone that's on this level, because I have not seen you fuck with any Mexican MCs, and I know that he puts out I guess his I won't say puts out a vibe, but the things that he says about that refer to politics, and that's the reason why you don't fuck with Mexican rappers in the game or whatever, and that's cool, man. But I'm just saying, like, he's broadcasting a little too much, you know what I'm saying, that he doesn't fuck with it. But I'm assuming that he has to. I mean, his people he has to answer to. I don't know, man. But the thing is that Whack 100 and American Cholo were going at it, man, on social media. And American Cholo had been going at Adam 22. He showed up at No Jumper with like 100 people, like looking to intimidate, claiming this whole raza shit. And yeah, he made his point in that moment. But in my opinion, man, there was a lot of things that American Cholo was doing wrong, man. In his use of the N-word on the podcast, and then just trying to say that it's a reference, and that's the reason why he had to say it. And no, man, and when he was going at it too with Tariq Nasheed, I don't think he represented the raza very well, and I'm very vocal about it because I am raza. Big ups to Kid Frost. I am raza, so I can speak on it. So when you're sitting there claiming that you're talking for the whole group, man, you better have your point, your facts on point, because a lot of times he doesn't. And I will go in on his Instagram, okay, and reply to some of the things that he's posting, or if I see something that I really don't agree with that doesn't represent us right, and I will present a very logical argument, and dude avoids it. So in my eyes, this guy does not represent us. He's a dictator. Okay, he's using the people as a way to boost himself up. And again, I'm open to have a dialogue if he wants to have a dialogue, man. I'm not sitting here, throwing you under the bus, Mr. American Cholo, but you're not the only one that speaks for the raza. And you're not the only one that speaks for the Hispanics. So, there's that. But anyways, man, he made us look real bad too when he was talking all that shit about Whack, man. And Whack shows up at his house, and he doesn't just... After that, he doesn't talk about nothing to do with Whack. And then all of a sudden, Whack gets a show on No Jumper. So it kind of makes sense. a little conspiracy theory and shit, So, so yeah, again, follow and like, man. Make sure you go to the YouTube, you subscribe, so bring these shows to you. I think there was. Yeah, I think that's all the things. Oh well, the only other thing that we're 45 minutes in. The only other thing that I want to talk about was this whole Tupac shooting. This Tupac shooting, man. So they raided Keefe D's wife, her house in Henderson, like 2 weeks ago. And it was in relation to the Tupac case. So this kind of made its way on the internet. It's been circulating on TikTok. And everyone's wondering, like, why are they still investigating the case? Like, I get it, it's still open, right? But it's been a very long time. But Keefe D has been making videos on YouTube and has been going on interviews openly discussing the details of what happened the night that Tupac got shot on Koval and Flamingo in Las Vegas. And apparently there was like 5 guys in the car, and this is like open information, by the way, so you can go in and look it up. But there was 5 guys in the car, and Orlando Anderson was in the car, and there's a couple other folks, I don't know their names. Keefe D was sitting passenger seat in the Cadillac, and it's said that he handed the gun back to somebody, and then somebody shot Tupac from the back seat. But then some people were saying that it was someone else, that it was not Orlando Anderson that shot Tupac, that it was someone with a big arm. So, but regardless of what, I guess NVPD or LVPD is looking to close the case. So they're looking to make an arrest. And a lot of people in the comments, everyone's all hating on Diddy. They're like, Diddy's next. They're gonna get Diddy. So some of the things that are being said are that Puff Daddy put up $1 million to kill Tupac. Because of all the shit that he was saying about Biggie Smalls' wife and shit. And I think it's probably from the song Hit 'Em Up. So Diddy being from Harlem, being connected with people, he probably did. He probably did. But Keefe D, that's how you pronounce it, Keefe D, said that he was supposed to get money from Puff Daddy. He was supposed to get $1 million. They got to some other dude, and he kept the money. So Keefe D never actually received the money. It said the other dude kept the money. So that's the whole, conspiracy that Puff, ordered a hit. And it was just conveniently enough that Orlando and them were at the MGM because they were hired to kill Pac. And I think it was just like convenient because they were already beefing it with that crew. Someone had stole the Death Row chain or something. So they were already beefing it with that crew. So it's like the perfect storm just kind of got together. Where Diddy went and paid them. They're like, yeah, well, we're already beefing it with them anyways. And they caught up with them in Vegas, and the whole beatdown happened on camera. And then right after, that's when it happened. So, but so yeah, that's back in the news. And we'll see what happened. I mean, who knows if they have information about Diddy. I mean, at the end of the day, man, we all grown, man, and we're all out here doing things. So, you have to make sure that you move correctly out here, man. You know, for real. Because yeah, I mean, shit ended up real bad for both Tupac and for Biggie. Because Biggie, in my opinion, man, was like revenge for Pac. Now they're saying that Diddy also paid for that shit. So, man, I don't know. What do you think? You let me know. But besides that, man, we got the Chicano Music Festival, September 9th at Craig Ranch Regional Park. That's at 628 West Craig Ranch in North Las Vegas. Again, that's the Craig Ranch Regional Park at the Amphitheater. Man, we're going to have mariachis, Aztec dancers, lowriders, live art, food, vendors. It's all ages, so you can bring your kids too. Just make sure that you bring a good motherfucking vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a cultural event, and we're really doing it to keep the positive things about our culture alive. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, man, that sometimes you have to do whatever it is that you have to do for money, but in the end, you have to have things that you live for. Whether the things that you live for be your art or experiences in art. It's all together. It's a mixture, man. It all comes together. Experience and art all in one. So that's what's happening. September 9th. Come out to the Craig Ranch Amphitheater. September 9th. Go onto the website, Chicano Music Festival. I think it's ChicanoMusicFestival.com or Music Fest. But look it up, Chicano Music Festival. It'll come up on Google. It has been coming up for me. But, it's going to be a lot of good artists, man. Tierra's going to be there. If you like Malo, Richard Bean's going to be there. If you love the Delphonics, Norman Carter's going to be there from the Delphonics. The Midnighters, Sly Slick and Wicked. El Chicano, the Mary Jane Girls, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know about the Mary Jane Girls, from what I know, and again, I could be wrong, and correct me if I am, but the Mary Jane Girls were part of Rick James's camp, from what I understand. So that Rick James produced the Mary Jane Girls. I could be wrong, but the legacy lives on, man. So if you love Rick James, you know what I'm saying, and you want to come and check out the Mary Jane Girls, El Chicano, Conejo, Miss Crazy, Mr. Shadow, Mr. Little Uno, Mr. Little One. Big shout out. San Diego in the building. So again, it's the Drop With Ese Doc. Go ahead and follow me. Tell your friends if you're feeling the show. Subscribe to the TikTok. Again, all the socials are Ese Doc, ESEDOC, or look up Docwell on Apple Music and Spotify. It's a DOCWEL. The Drop With Ese Doc, you can look that up on Apple Music and on Spotify as well. You know what I'm saying? So you can listen for free. Just download the app. All right, and then you can go to the gym and listen to this shit. And then by the time you get done, you're like, oh damn, I got my gym workout and then I got my mental workout. So now I'm really ready for the day. All right, it's the Drop With Ese Doc. Peace.